Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be talking about my January and February wrap up. Before we proceed with the January and February wrap up, this is my rating systems. I will put this rating system in the description box below as well because I know different people have different rating systems. For January I read 3 books and February I read 4 books and I have 1 DNF. So if I keep looking up there, it's because I did write some notes so that I can refer to. For January I read 3 books. The first one is Part of Your World by Jimenez. I heard a lot of amazing things from this series, so I decided to start this series to see what so good about, but it is actually really good. I finished the series. I like to follow the sequence even though it can be read as a standalone. Part of Your World is a dual POV, which is what I like because I'm always interested to know the guy perspective. I actually realized all Jimenez books are dual POV. This book is contemporary romance and there's an age gap involved. Alexis is actually 10 years younger than Daniel. They fall in love and have amazing chemistry, but their life is really different from each other. Alexis is an ER doctor and she comes from a very wealthy family and she has to carry her family legacy because her older brother decided to peace out and bounce, so she have to carry all this responsibility. Whereas Daniel is a carpenter, also kind of like Airbnb owner. Basically he did a lot of jobs and help out a lot of people in that small town because he is the mayor of that small town. Overall, their background is very different from each other and then they fall in love. Actually, I take that back. It's not that different from each other. It's pretty similar but in a different way. Alexis extremely loves Daniel well and she fits right in, but she cannot abandon everything from her world and Daniel does not fit in her world. The story is about their love and how they overcomes with it. I give this book a solid 4 stars. I love their chemistry and banter. I also like Daniel's friends and how they interact and being so supportive with each other. Basically, Daniel have a very good supportive system. I also like Alex's friend, Brianna. She is a cool girl. She's so cool. But to be honest, throughout the whole book, I cannot help but think that as an ER doctor, Alexis should have a lot of times on her hand to go back and forth to meet Daniel because I know in reality, it's really hard to do that, especially the travel times. Anyway, please look up trigger warning because they do touch a little bit about abusive relationship. So the next book is The Restaurant of Lost Recipe. This story is about a chef, Nagari, and his daughter Koaishi have this Kamogawa diner in Kyoto. Not only they serve customer with delicious food, they also consider food detective that help to recreate dishes based on customer requests. So mostly the customer requested them to recreate dishes that hold a special memory to them. I actually read the first book called The Kamogawa Food Detectives, and remember some of the stories are pretty heartwarming and touching, so this is the reason why I decided to read the second one from this series. I give this a 3 star, but it's kind of like a low 3 star if that makes sense. The format is exactly the same as the first book. If you ever read the first book and you don't like it, you probably will not like this one because the format, the way it was written is exactly the same. It is repetitive and the only thing that are different is the dishes being created and the stories behind it. Similar to the first book, this one also have a lot of food description, which I honestly don't care about, but the author did write this disclaimer at the start of this book because this author like food, so normally he very particular about food descriptions. Honestly, the only thing I care about reading this book is the story behind each dishes that was requested to be recreated. However, the story did not really deliver. It was pretty surface level and did not go in depth. I don't feel any emotion reading this one as compared to the first book. We are back with Jimenez book again because I really want to finish the series. So the next one is Yours Truly. This book is also a contemporary romance, and please look up trigger warning for this. This have quite a few heavy topics. Again, this is a dual POV. So Brianna is waiting for her divorce to be finalized, and apart from dealing all that shit and her traumatic past, The thing that worried her the most is her brother Benny. Benny badly needs a kidney transplant and he is running out of times. It pained Brianna to see his once outgoing and sunshine brother feeling so defeated and depressed and hopeless. For Jacob, he had a severe anxiety and it didn't help when he moved to a new workplace and it seems like everybody expected the worst of him, and he also made a bad impression with Brianna, but that quickly resolved through him writing letters and notes to her. Jacob and Brianna communicated through letters and notes, which honestly I really like. I find it adorable. They even shared this sock closet, which I find it so cute. Then Jacob decided to donate one of his kidney to Benny because surprisingly he is a match. He always wanted to donate a kidney because of his mom incident, and then through shared letters and notes they get close, and then Jacob have a favor for Brianna, which Brianna was in for it. Then the rest is history. You have to read it for yourself to find out. I give this book a solid 4.5 stars. I love this book the most from the Part of Your World series. I love Brianna and Jacob personality so much. Feisty, protective, female character with gentle soul male character. Oh, that is like my favorite combination. Just sign me up for that. When I first read it, immediately I know they are meant for each other. They are like perfect for each other. I love the letters, the notes, their banter and their chemistry. I really love how they interact. Their love for each other really tug at my heartstrings. And the fact that they both understand each other so well and being so patient with each other really hit me. I actually read the author notes at the end of the book and realized that Abby Jimenez also went through almost the same thing as Benny. So it is no wonder when the book talk about Benny's condition, it really hits me. Like the emotion is so real because it is real. Okay, the reason why this book is not a 5 stars is because of the conflict at the end. This book actually have a few conflicts, and the last conflict caught me completely off guard. I did not see it coming, and at first I find it so unnecessary, but that also because it is a trope that I'm not a fan of. I should have known from the trigger warning, but when I was reading it, I completely forget about it. Anyway, the last conflict was resolved in such a sweet and considerate way from Jacob. I personally find it really sweet and I feel so touched by it. My impression of Jacob is even higher now. Like he is a type of boyfriend that I wish I have in real life. He is so gentle. He is such a gentle soul. Moving on to February wrap up. I'm on my Abby Jimenez grind, okay? So the first book for February is just for the summer. Don't mind me, okay? I am just a girl trying to finish this series. Anyway, this is also a contemporary romance, and oh, please look up the trigger warning. I have to say, out from all the books from this series, I personally find the trauma in this book is the heaviest, so just proceed with cautions. Basically what this book is about is Justin have this curse whereby whenever he dated a girl, after they broke up, the girl will immediately find her soulmate. Hence, Justin decided to post this curse story on Reddit and then it went viral. Emma, having the same issue as Justin, decided to slide into his DM so that they can come up with a plan to, you guessed it, break each other's curse. It is to date each other and break up so that their curses will cancel out each other. At least this is the mindset that they have. Emma is a traveling nurse together with her best friend Maddie, and throughout the book you will slowly realize why Emma chose to travel around and not settle. She basically living her life out from one suitcase, okay? And for Justin, he have his own issue as well because he have to take care of his siblings due to some issues going on in his household. Basically, huge responsibility on his shoulder. Like he have to settle where he is due to his responsibility. Then the issue came because Emma and Justin relationship was supposed to be a fling, but then they fall in love. The situation they are in and especially the trauma make this relationship extremely difficult. I give this book a 4.25 stars. I know a lot of people love this book, but I personally like yours truly better. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, the banter and the chemistry is great in this one. And one of the reasons why I like Abby's book is because not only she is showcasing and focus on the love relationship, she also focus the importance of friendship and a good supportive systems, trustable people around you. This book really shows the character development, especially Emma, and it shows how trauma can shape a person. This book shows the differences between a person who was aware of a trauma, acknowledging it and getting help, and a person that does not do all that. I know everyone loves Justin and praise him because he is the definition of if he want to, he would. I totally agree, and I love the fact that he always show up for Emma as well, no matter how hard the circumstances is. But I want to take this time and praise Emma because after she been through all that and still remain kind, gentle and considerate, I can never do that. My heart is not that big. And the fact that Emma is brave and also met him where he is. You know, in Chinese there's a phrase called 双向奔赴. It actually means the couple that's in love running towards each other. This whole book is that. Okay, this whole book is that. It's really hard for me not to give spoiler, but I have to say I appreciate Emma for being mature in her decision making. I just want to say one more thing before I move on to the next book, okay? I know a lot of people say this book is a standalone. I find that reading the first book, which is Part of Your World, then read this book just for the summer, it really alleviates the reading experience, especially if you already know and familiarize some of the characters and their past in book 1. Because I read in sequence, so the heartache I felt for Emma is up there, and it is truly heartbreaking. Anyway, I like how the book ends in a way similar to how it starts. I think this idea is freaking brilliant, and also for some reason the song Daylight from Taylor Swift keep playing in my head when I read this book. It really suited this book. Okay, one last one. I promise, one last one. The next one is the Situationship. I know. Heavy Jimenez got me on chokehold. I swear to God. This is the last book from Part of Your World series, which is a novella less than 100 pages. This story is about Emma's best friend, Maddie, and Daniel's best friend, Doug, situationship. So, see, Maddie also a traveling nurse. She's working in Wakam for a short while. Then she met Doug and find him attractive. And then they kinda have a fling, but we as a reader know that they are slowly falling in love. I truly wish that this book is longer. I love the way they interact with each other, even though the story is so short. Like, I want more. I already like it. Anyway, I give it a 4 stars. This book also have a small bonus chapter. I think it's called Say You Will Remember Me. Yeah, it's a new book that coming out soon, and I already like it. I can't wait for it to come out because I want to read it like now. The next one is Welcome to the Hyunam-dong Bookshop. According to Goodreads, this is contemporary, cozy, and lit fictions. So this book is about this girl, Yongju. She is feeling burnout and drained and decided to abandon everything and start fresh. So she fulfilled her childhood dreams by opening a bookshop. Basically, this book is about her navigating her new life and also her progress in operating a bookshops in a quiet area. I love this book. If you watch my previous video, you will know that I chose this book. If I ever have to choose one book to reread, I give this book a 5 stars. And 5 stars to me means a lot because I normally don't give out 5 stars. I am very, very picky with my 5-star ratings. Honestly, I think I picked up this book at the right time because currently I am unemployed and lost in life. So while reading this book, I can relate Yongju to a certain extent. I felt seen and comforted by this book. This book is so heartwarming, you know. It's like a warm hug in a cold, lonely night for me or lonely day for me. This book did discuss about work culture, which is one of my favorite chapters in this book. Actually, this book is my most annotated books by far. This book also talk about meaning of life, figuring out, talking about dreams, talk about slowing down and focus on the present. This book also have a bit of romance going on, but it's not the main focus, which I do appreciate. I like how this book focus on individual, and you can see each person have their own problems, have their own issue that they have to figure out. Overall, I really like this book. I do recommend people to read this if you feel lost in life and want some cozy read. The next book is called I Who Have Never Known Man. Okay, based on Goodreads, this book is a classic science fiction and dystopia. I feel like this book needs a trigger warning. Okay, according to Goodreads, this book is a haunting, heartbreaking post-apocalyptic novel of female friendships and intimacy, and the lengths people will go to maintain their humanity in the face of devastations. I think this perfectly describes the whole entire of this book. This book is about 40 women being kept underground, in prison, in a cage. There are guards to watch over them. The women have no memory of how they ended up in a cage, no notions of time, and they only have vague recollections of their life before they were in prison, except for this one girl. This book POV is from this girl that have no name. Everyone called her the child. She is the youngest among the women. She is the only one that totally don't have any memory from her past, not even the slightest. She is the only one that did not experience the so-called normal life. Therefore, she was unable to insert herself among the women during conversations because she literally don't understand what they are talking about when they are reminiscing their past. And they also don't bother explaining because there's no point explaining to her because she won't understand and won't experience it anyway. She is considered an outcast because of that. You can just imagine her as a clean slate. No nothing, like literally a blank. So Auntie is one of the women that is neutral in the group and talk to her and teach her stuffs. Throughout the book, I did find the child very smart and brave. Anyway, I digress. One day, something happened and they managed to escape. And then that's it. You guys have to read this book and find out what happened. I rated this book a solid 4 stars. I find it so interesting because this is not the type of book that I normally read. I think it's beautifully showcased female friendship, even though at the beginning it kind of warned you, but I can't help trying to be hopeful when reading this book. You know what? I really admire the child for being so resilient and brave. I cannot imagine myself in her shoes. I cannot imagine myself in her position at all. I honestly don't think I will be able to survive. It is so scary and the loneliness is next level. I don't think I can handle the emotional roller coaster experiencing what they experience. Anyway, this book is such a good book for discussion. If anyone have book clubs, maybe they should consider this book. This book just ran free in my mind. This book is so thin. I think it's less than 300 pages. This book is so thin yet impactful. I want to link this YouTuber down in the description box below. She is called Hunter is Kinda Cool. I came across a video when searching about this book because, you know, I'm curious. I just want to see what other people thoughts and opinion on this book. And I like her video because she's reflecting on herself and how it impact her as a woman after reading this book. She did give spoiler, but she also did give a heads up before moving forward. I really like the way she talks about it, so her channel will be in the description box below. Last but not least, let's proceed to my DNF. So I DNF this book called You'll Like It Darker. I'm not going to rate it because I DNF. Let me just explain why. When I first picked this book up, it was actually last year. I know, I dragged it for so long. Because I was so excited about this book. This book is the winner for Goodreads under the horror category. And then this book consists of 12 chapters. So each chapter have its own story. Even though on Goodreads it said short stories, right? But some story is over 100 pages long. It's literally a novella. I only managed to push through chapter 1 and 2. and then I give up reading it. Actually, I want to give up after reading chapter 1, but I really want to give it another chance, so I proceed with chapter 2, but it was not what I was looking for. I was looking for something scary and twisty, but this is not it. So the reason I gave up is because I find it boring and predictable. I'm going to mention something that potentially is a spoiler. You can skip to this timestamp if you don't want any spoiler. Okay, spoiler alert, I'm going to talk about it now. Chapter 1 is literally about aliens, and I don't find it scary. I find it pretty heartwarming. In fact, these two men saved an alien, and in return, the alien gifted them something that made their dreams come true. Heartwarming, isn't it? I don't find it scary at all. There is nothing scary or horrifying about this chapter. Then chapter 2 is about a killer. That is scary. Think about it. If it happens in reality, it's kind of scary, but I kind of predicted what will happen halfway through the story, so I am like, okay, cool. So I close up the book and give myself peace, and I peace out. I have to say that despite not liking the story and not liking the plot, it was really well written. Stephen King is a good writer. I actually highlighted some sentences in the book because I like how it was written and how it was phrased. I will definitely check out his other book though, just that this one is not for me. That's all for this video. Hopefully I will see you guys soon. Bye.